Welcome, David. Tell us about Copyright Bank.
Well, Copyright Bank is a copyright registration and verification platform for digital works powered by the NEM blockchain.
Fantastic. Now, what is the actual business model behind Copyright Bank?
Yeah, so we have a pretty robust business model. So we've got what we call B2C, business to consumers, B2B, business to business, and B2G, business to government. So for B2C, the platform that we've launched right now is for anybody that creates digital works. They can basically register their copyright works onto our platform and have it verified in a decentralized way by someone else. So B2B would be where we are targeting content creating businesses as well as content hosting businesses. So we're talking about the YouTubes, the Vimeos, the Bandcamps, the SoundClouds, the Mediums of the world. So where they are basically hosting a lot of digital content, we basically want to work with them to be able to provide for their users the ability to also register their copyright. And finally, we are providing white label solutions for governments who want to set up a digital registry for copyright works. So instead of spending a lot of money to build it from scratch, they can just use what they've already built. Just tell us what you want on the front end, and the back end is ready to go.
Sounds really comprehensive. Now, you're building on the NEM blockchain. What does blockchain provide your business?
Yes, so for copyright, we are providing what we call proof of existence and proof of possession, and by doing that we register it onto the blockchain. So the blockchain is an immutable ledger, so we are able to timestamp it, digitally fingerprint it, so have a record that nobody can tamper with, and you know, it can be accessed anytime in the future because copyright lasts for a very long time. So using the NEM blockchain provides in a sense evidence of the fact that it existed at that point in time and that you possess that particular copyright work at that point in time.
Now, you chose the NEM blockchain. What was behind that decision?
Yeah, so actually I think it was about probably more than a year that I was considering using blockchain for this solution, and I was not very happy with a lot of the different blockchains out there because it seemed to be a pretty steep learning curve, and trying to look for developers, I spoke to a few people and they weren't very confident to build on it. But when I heard about the NEM blockchain, it was basically incredible. Because when I spoke to the vice president, Jeff McDonald, and I said, you know, how do I find developers to build my platform? He said, you can get anyone because you can program in any language, and then via API calls access the blockchain, and that kind of blew my mind. So that told me that it's pretty easy to build on the NEM blockchain, and I think that's a great advantage that NEM has.
Now, you were actually successful in being awarded from the Community Fund late last year. What progress have you made with your platform since then?
Yes, so we have just completed milestone 2. So so that's the milestone where we launched the web platform. So the web platform has been live now for I think just over a month, and so now we are going to start work on the mobile platform. So we're just trying to work out some of the architecture and things because it's a little bit different from the web platform. And so we hope to maybe complete milestone 3 and milestone 4 in probably about 1 or 2 months time, hopefully.
Oh really?
Yes.
Condensed. And if you want to read more about the milestones, you can on the NEM community forum.
Yes, just go to the NEM forum.
Now, how does someone actually use Copyright Bank as the platform?
Very easy. Just go and register for a free account, and then just buy a couple of tokens. So it's only $1 a token, and you just upload your digital work, and then we digitally fingerprint it and register onto the blockchain and issue you a certificate. So very easy, everything can be done in like 5 minutes basically, and very affordable price, just $1.
Oh wow, fantastic. And you can pay in Zim?
Not at the moment. So we're going to try to integrate crypto payments soon.
Now, you've talked a little bit about the B2B scenarios for Copyright Bank. What would be the specific benefits for a government or a big business coming onto your system?
Yes, so again, it's an affordable way to register all your digital works rather than trying to spend a lot of money globally trying to work out how to protect your digital works. So if you come to us with an enterprise solution, we make it really easy, and really affordable for you to protect your works.
Fantastic. Now, let's say I'm a content producer and I've discovered that my work has been registered on Copyright Bank by someone else who didn't have the right.
Yes.
What happens then?
So copyright is an intellectual property right, and it's a legal right. So obviously every country has got their own laws, even though the
Yes.
laws are pretty similar, but
Yes.
there are, you know, differences.
Yes.
So it depends on which jurisdiction. That's the
Right.
legal term for which country
Yeah.
you're trying to enforce your rights.
Yeah.
So the laws of that country will determine how you enforce that right. So where does Copyright Bank come in? Like I said, we are providing what we call proof of existence and proof of possession, which
Yes.
means it's evidence
Yeah.
that can support your legal case.
Yeah.
So we are not a court of law. We are not a dispute resolution mechanism. So we don't solve your disputes or infringements, but with your registration on our platform that supports your right against others in a proper court of law. So interestingly, there's been a case recently in China
Yeah.
where a company actually registered one of their copyright works on the
Yeah.
blockchain,
Yeah.
and the judge ruled that that was sufficient evidence for their case, and they won that case. So we have a legal precedent in China
Yeah.
that blockchain can be used to support a copyright case.
That's fantastic, and I can really see a future where just the average content producer who at the moment can't really enforce any rights against their work, but they want to put it on their website pages, they can just very easily come to Copyright Bank,
Exactly.
very cost effective, and say yes, that's mine, and it's very clear whose it is, so it then
Yes.
can't be taken by newspapers or anyone else
Yes.
and used commercially. And look, I really liked as well some of the features of the new website, the new phone application
Oh, yes.
coming out,
Yeah.
and how it will just be able to do things like plug into the gallery. Can you describe a little bit more about what the mobile application will be like?
So this is our vision. We
Yeah.
hope we can achieve it. For the mobile app, we want to be able to register your digital works real time. So like with the web platform, right? If you take a photograph, you got to download it into your computer,
Yeah.
you got to open your account on the web platform and upload it. And maybe you're busy or you forgot about it. So there is a gap between what we call the time of creation and the time of registration. Whereas with the mobile app, we want to do it real time. That means the moment you take a photo, we register it. The moment you record a song, we register it. The moment you draw something on your phone, we register it. So there's no gap between creation and registration.
Yeah.
Because what happens in the intellectual property world is that because you didn't keep the evidence or register your rights, somewhere in between someone else claims that that belongs to them. But if you do it real time, there's nobody that's going to be able to then register it without your knowledge or without your permission. So we're quite excited about the mobile app.
Wow, you can just imagine if everyone has their app on their phone and
Yes.
is doing this.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing. It'll just totally change things.
That's right, and we'll
Yeah.
make it affordable.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. Look, you've given us a really good recap of Copyright Bank. Is there anything about the future for Copyright Bank that you'd like to tell us that you've got in the planning stages?
Yeah, so our current web platform is just the basic first version, which is just registration and verification.
Yeah.
So hopefully about 6 months' time, we'll be able to roll out the full featured platform, which actually uses all the functions of the NEM blockchain.
Yeah.
So this will allow things like you can have multi-ownership, multi-ownership control. For example, if both of us, we write a song together,
Yeah.
and we both own it equally, now we both can control that registration on the Copyright Bank platform,
Yeah.
and we can set rules. For example, I cannot transfer it without your permission, or we can say I can transfer my half without your permission, or whatever. We can just kind of set rules like that, and then we'll be able to also record more metadata related to it.
Right.
We also provide. We don't store your files at the moment because we respect your privacy. But then the future version, there's going to be an optional file storage facility if you just want an ability to upload your file and at least like kind of like a backup or something there, and also provide like a marketplace and some licensing structures and so on. So a lot of exciting features are coming in the next
Will that file
version.
storage be decentralized?
Yes, we are looking at a few solutions. So we haven't narrowed it down because there's some pretty good ones out there, and maybe in 3 to 4 months' time, something new is going to come out. So we want to use the best one.
So how will Copyright Bank be using the NEM blockchain to help people create smart assets out of their content?
Yes. So when you say smart assets, basically it's not just a static like a timestamp, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So In technical terms, on a NEM blockchain, every copyright registration is an account in itself. So because it's an account on a NEM blockchain, there's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah.
That's what makes it into a smart asset.
Yes.
So you can create like a mosaic, which is like a token that's linked to it. You know, like say you can have the multi-user control, the transfer and so on. And with the future version of the NEM blockchain, there's going to be a lot of interesting things, like we can do atomic swaps between different blockchains. We have what we call multi-level, multi-signature. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of terms, but it's an exciting future.
It is, especially if you're creating work that's very valuable and you want to find new ways to embrace the new technology. Fantastic. Look, if people are interested in using Copyright Bank, finding out more about it, getting involved, where do they follow you? How do they get to find out about your community?
Sure. So the website is www.copyrightbank.com. So we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Medium. So with Medium and Facebook, it's just our username is Copyright Bank. For Twitter, it's My Copyright Bank. Yeah. So follow us on that for all the latest updates.
Oh, fantastic! Look, thank you so much, David, for joining us. I've really learned a lot more about the platform. And just wish you all the best. Thank you for being part of the NEM ecosystem.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.